There was once a young soldier named Kofi, strong and full of dreams. He had just married his love, Abeni, and they were expecting a child when duty called him away. A peacekeeping mission took him and his fellow soldiers to an island far from home. 4 months they worked to keep peace, but war is never kind. One night, the enemy struck with fury. Many soldiers were killed, some escaped, and others were captured. Kofi was among those who got lost. Separated from his unit, he ran deep into the thick forest, hoping to survive. He wandered for days, then weeks, then years. He ate whatever he could find: roots, wild fruits, and sometimes small animals. He forgot what home smelled like. The voices of his wife and child faded, leaving only silence and sorrow. Back home people waited, but as years passed, hope died. Abeni mourned her husband, but life had to go on. She had a child to raise. After 5 years, believing Kofi was dead, she remarried. Her son, now a strong boy, called another man father. One fateful day, Kofi, thin and tired, stumbled out of the forest. He reached the coast where immigration officers were patrolling. They were shocked by his condition and took him in. When they learned his story, they arranged for him to go home. But home was no longer home. When Kofi arrived, he found everything different. Abeni, his love, was in another man's arms. His son, now 5, looked at him like a stranger. The boy clung to his stepfather's leg, afraid. Kofi's heart broke into 1,000 pieces. He had survived war, hunger, and loneliness, but this pain was the worst. 4 days he wandered the village, lost in his own home. At night he cried, wondering if he should end his life. There was nothing left for him. The world had moved on without him. Then fate showed him mercy. One evening, as he unpacked the small bag he carried from the island, he found the stones he had picked during his years of wandering. They were beautiful, smooth, and shone under the light. Curious, he took them to an old trader in the village. The man's eyes widened in shock. "These are not just stones, Kofi. These are rare gems worth a fortune." Kofi was stunned. The stones that he had picked without thought, the ones that had stayed with him through his suffering, were now his salvation. He sold some and became a wealthy man. With time he found new purpose. He built a home for himself and helped the poor in his village. Though the pain of losing his family never left, he found peace knowing that life had given him a second chance. And so, Kofi, the lost soldier, became the man who turned sorrow into fortune. His story spread far and wide, a lesson that even in the darkest times, hope can still find a way. Moral lesson: life may not always go as planned, and sometimes we lose everything we hold dear. But even in the worst of times, hope should never be abandoned. Challenges and pain can pave the way for unexpected blessings. Kofi's journey teaches us that no matter how lost we feel, fortune and a new purpose can find us if we keep moving forward. Never give up, for life has its own way of bringing light to the darkest paths.